truly knew how much money they have taken from me, how much they have stolen from me, I should have been able to retire 20 years ago with the money I've made. But there are key people that have been driving the ships. And what they've been doing is improperly representing me, improperly stealing from me, taking things in their own hand, changing and switching lanes because they knew I didn't know that part. And even though they were taking care of themselves, they thought very little of taking care of me. One way or the other, Universal Music, you're going to have to give up my coins. So what I'm doing now is whatever is necessary to make sure they pay me for the legacy of my life, for my children and my grandchildren. They're going to have to give me my money. I mean, when you sit back and think Bruno Mars, Dr. Dre, when you think about all these people that have sampled music, if they're filthy rich on it, what's our problem? But everybody that works hard for over 50 years should be able to retire in peace, should be able to sit back without looking for your money. And if I never get it, at least you heard it from me, because I don't know what they might do to keep from paying me all the money they owe me.
So we all mourning the tragic unaliving of Angie Stone. And a lot of people have a lot of questions as to what happened and what's really going on. And we're not really getting a lot of answers. A lot of stuff is very vague. We know that was March 1st, she was unalived at 4:25 in the morning. At 4:25 in the morning, when her 2021 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van turned over on the Interstate 65 at 4:25 a.m. Saturday before being hit by a 2021 firefighter Cascadia truck driven by a 33-year-old man from Texas. They said that she was still alive, but they said that she was either still inside the van, she got out the van. It's just a lot, right? She was heading back to Atlanta coming from Alabama. She was 63 years old. Now, we know that this woman had a lot of hits. We remember Black Brother. We know that she was wrote a lot for D'Angelo. She had his baby.
Processing it all. Here's the story. About 4 a.m. on Saturday morning, me and my daughter were driving to Charleston, South Carolina for her sweet 16 birthday getaway. We came up to a truck with a trailer and its flashers were on, so we slowed down some, and that's when I noticed there was an overturned vehicle in the fast lane. And it looked like it just happened. I pulled over, I put my flashers on, and I told my daughter to stay in the car, and I ran over. It was a van, and I ran over, and there were so many people in this van, and they were just trying to get out, and I asked if they'd called the cops, and they said, we're just trying to get out. And they were helping this woman out off the side of the van, and I grabbed her hand, and I helped her get down, and she seemed out of it, and I was holding her hand, and she was wobbling around, and I said, baby, you gotta sit down. And then the next thing I know, I flew, and I fell down to the ground, and it felt like something not ran over me, but brushed over me. Like something just swiped over my body. And I got up, and I could hear screaming, and I just focused in on one screaming, and it was my daughter. And all I could do was run across the highway and tell her to car, because if somebody else hit us, it could hit her. So she moved the car farther up the interstate, and I called 911, and they said they were on their way. And then all I could think to do was get to my daughter. And that's all I could do at that time. And when I was walking to my daughter, we're really running the best that I can do. I was in so much pain. My chest felt like an elephant was sitting on it. My legs were so hurt and sore. And I looked up, and there was an 18-wheeler that had crossed the median into oncoming traffic, and I knew that's what hit me and ran over and brushed over me was the 18-wheeler. And my daughter's freaking out. She had already called my husband by then and my father-in-law, and I just told her, we've got to get to the hospital. I can't breathe. It was so hard to breathe. I'm going to post a video of the 18-wheeler after I left the hospital, driving back through to get to my husband and my son. I will not be posting the vehicle in the video because somebody did pass away. They did. And I won't be posting that for her family. I'm sore and bruised all on the right side of my body. I'm very stiff everywhere.
Now, this lady is saying that an 18-wheeler jumped the median and came down the highway the wrong way. This is what she's alleging, and hit this Sprinter van, and was the causing of the unaliving of Angie Stone. This is allegedly what she's saying. Now, we didn't see movies. We didn't. This is nothing new. We remember the Five Heartbeats with Big Red. He ran a big time record label, and he took to social media and he said this.
Put up a tweet asking questions about our sister Angie Stone's case. Family, have y'all noticed Angie Stone passed last week? They're having the memorial services, I think this weekend or next week, something like that. Um, have y'all noticed? And I put this tweet up. Have you noticed about Angie Stone? And remember, I did a broadcast last week. I had the tinfoil kufi on talking about how suspicious her death was and how it's a strange coincidence that a lot of people connected to some of the execs she was connected to, they all meet the same demise. Many of them, not all of them, but many of them. They it's just a strange coincidence that they're connected to these CEOs and they have these mysterious deaths. Now with Angie Stone, they said she got hit by a truck. And I'm hearing multiple conflicting reports on what happened. Some people said at first they were saying that she was in a Sprinter van on her way from a show. The Sprinter van flipped. Everybody got out, but she just wanted to stay in the van, and then the van got hit. Now I'm hearing reports that everybody got out the van. She was actually out the van, and she got hit when she was sitting outside the van. Then they said if the van was hit by a truck, and then they're saying the truck veered on the other side of the freeway. I'm hearing a dozen different stories about what actually happened. That's the same thing when Prince died. There were every other day there was a conflicting story on what exactly happened to Prince. It was a conflicting story every other day. They couldn't even get the story right. So with Angie Stone, we don't know what happened, family. There's no definitive story on what happened. It was just, well, it was an accident and she died. How? What's the details of the accident? The question that I have, how come the person who unalived her, don't nobody know who he is? There are no charges against this person. If you committed vehicular homicide, wouldn't you get charged? Wouldn't there be an investigation? Wouldn't the media mention somebody's name? Would they have a license plate? You don't hear nothing, family. Ain't that suspicious a little bit? Nobody's saying nothing. None of the people in the car with her, they ain't saying nothing. What the hell is this about? This ain't usual. This is not normal. This ain't normal at all. This sister was unalived and the story ain't even been fleshed out correctly and nobody's saying anything. The media is hush hush about who's involved. That's weird, family. That's not normal. So if people have the tinfoil kufi on, it's kind of justified. I don't like to just put the tinfoil kufi on, but if something smells fishy, there's fish somewhere. Yeah. There's a lot of conspiracy theories there. Some people saying this could have been a targeted assassination. It could have been music industry foul play. Ah, man, because right when, listen, I don't want to be too much of a conspiracy theorist, but right when Angie Stone, remember, right before she died, she was talking about getting her money, right? Angie Stone was talking about getting her money. She made a video saying, hey, I should have retired. They playing with my bread. I'm about to go get my money. And people forget that not only did Angie Stone, she had her own gold selling records, she had hit records on her own. She wrote for a lot of people. In fact, she wrote on D'Angelo stuff. You remember, she was in a relationship with D'Angelo, and in fact, she was D'Angelo's muse for that first album. Yeah, she was D'Angelo's muse, so she wrote on some of those platinum D'Angelo records. Phenomenal sister, phenomenal sister. But yeah, I just want to see justice. I have questions when something looks weird. It's weird. You dig? So we have to keep an eye on this situation. But the fact that there's no suspects, nobody in the media is saying anything or who did it, that's very interesting and very, very strange.
So people are asking a lot of questions because, like I said, she popped up on the live. We're not. This is nothing new. We remember what happened with Pimp C, how he was found. We remember what happened with Whitney Houston, how she was found in the bathtub. When things is connected to these record labels, things get real vague, right? Her children, they're speaking out like really, like not really saying too much. We know that there's a memorial service. I think it's tomorrow. It's just a lot, man. Rest in peace to Angie Stone, man. But this W woman was saying that, she was saying that she saw some stuff, man. She saw some stuff, and she's putting things out there now and saying that things is not what people say it is. Now she was forced to take that video down, right? They was telling her to take it down, but people, by the time she put it up, people had already uploaded it, people had already saw it, and they had already really started to put things in motion. But she was asked to take it down, and she took some of the stuff down. So you guys have to make the decision. Tell me what you guys think, and leave your comments in the comment section. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.